This next layout is using the same collection that I showed before. I think it was from Echo Park. It's got a lot of rainbows in it and florals. And I used these two photos of my granddaughter. I'm not sure where she went with her dad and mom, but I remembered seeing that photo on Facebook and that she had pink in her shirt, so I thought that would go well with it. And yeah, so I've got clusters here, here, and here. And I hope I'm doing a good job on filming these. I kind of took a quick look at the video because I ran out of room on my video camera, and my husband built a stand for my video camera, but he needs to make it taller because I can only zoom out so far. And but I will upload pictures. I will try and do that, add them to the video just so you can see a photo of the layout too. I will really try to make that happen, but I do apologize if this isn't the greatest video, but I did want to film these. So this one here, I had everything built except for the title, and had to add the photo, of course. And when I built this layout, I thought I really wanted to use a picture of my husband and I, or a family photo, and I was able to find this photo of my husband and I when we were in Spokane, and then just added this title. I thought the gold went well with this collection. This collection is from Simple Stories. It's a family-based collection, and yeah, you know, my shirt has blues and kind of a red in it. There's some blues and reds in the papers. Does it match perfectly? No, but I think it matches well enough. These next few here are using a Paige Evans collection. I can't remember the name of it. I want to say it's called Wonderlust, maybe? So in this one, again, I added the title afterwards. I struggled to find photos for this collection. I don't know what it is about this collection. I don't know. I bought this collection on a pre-order, and I have to say, I don't know what it is about this collection, but I found it a little hard to work with. But I think this photo goes okay with it. There's red in the photo, and there is a bit of kind of red in the embellishments. And I think the yellow matte will make any photo pop, and it really makes this photo pop. And this is a photo of my youngest son and our dog Sarah. Unfortunately, she's not with us anymore, but we had gone for a wiener roast and they were cuddling on the chair. And so yeah, I used some dies from my stash and cut some doilies to add a bit of gold to the layout, because there was gold in the die cuts, and this was based on a sketch. And I follow the sketches pretty closely about photo placements and papers, so yeah, so this one again is using that same collection. I did some clusters here using I think these are called mandalas, and some chipboard, and I believe in the sketch there was like a little cluster right here, so I just did some kind of puffy type stickers and did another cluster here. There was some photo corners, so I added those to the edges. And then this photo mat was down already. It was a green photo mat, and so I thought maybe an outdoor picture would work well with this. And so this is us on a hike. We used to stay at a cabin when the kids were younger and go every year, and it has wheelchair accessible paths and stuff, so it was great for our youngest son, or not youngest son, second youngest son. And there's some blue in the photo and in the paper as well, so I thought this went well with it. This next one, all I added was the photo. I was going to add a title, but I kind of thought this sunshine and smiles went well with the photo that I selected. And so I just clustered up all the embellishments. And I remembered seeing this photo on Facebook. They went to some lake, I guess, and I remembered this photo, and the blue I thought really went well with the paper, and it's kind of ombre effect, and there's kind of an ombre effect in the photo as well. So I thought that went well, and there's purple in her coat, and there's purple in some of the embellishments. This next one is a school photo, and this collection is from Jen Hatfield, and it's not a school collection, but there was like a, what do you call it? Oh my gosh, a globe on here. And I thought, well, that's kind of schoolish. And there's a camera here in the corner. And, you know, it is her photo from their school photos. So I thought that would work well. And I believe when I put the photo on here, I didn't have this blue border, and I just felt like the page needed something. So I cut the original layout a little shorter on two sides, and then added a 12 by 12 piece of blue paper to the back, just to kind of, it needed something. It needed some grounding of some sort. And yeah, even though this is not school paper, I think it goes well because there's florals in her dress. There's florals here. It's kind of a busier pattern, and this is kind of busy as well. So, and I'm going into detail like this because I know a lot of people couldn't wrap their head around how I, you know, make a layout and then add photos later. Like, I have had that photo for quite a while, or layout for quite a while made. I think I made it last year, and I believe this is her newest school picture. So, you know, I don't even have photos like even in my stash to use for some of these layouts. I just wait until I find a photo for some of them. So this one, I bought this collection, and oh gosh, I can't remember who makes this collection, but they didn't have a lot of embellishments with it. So I cut some stuff from my stash to add to it. This bee and this heart in the background, using some dyes. And it was kind of an outdoorsy type collection with bees and flowers. So I thought I would add two photos of plants from my garden, dahlia, and I can't remember what this one was called, but I really like this plant. And then I had some thickers, and one of them said New Beginning, and Beginnings, and I knew I wanted to use a gold thicker, so I added this after I added the photos. And I would have liked to put a backing on this, but this is a sticker here, and I didn't want to cut this any shorter, so I couldn't cut any off of this end or that end. And so I just decided to leave it as is. But I still think it turned out okay. This one was definitely based on a sketch, but not, I don't think it's a scrap of sketch. I think I found the sketch on Pinterest. And for this one I used a lot of scraps and used a punch and punched out the hearts. And this was a summer themed paper collection. I believe this was from Simple Stories. And so I remembered I had taken my granddaughter to the zoo one time in the summer, and so I thought these pictures would go well with it. And yeah, turned out. This one is using the Simple Stories, that lemon zest, or I forget what it was called, but it's lemon themed paper, and there's definitely no lemons in these photos, but I knew when I made this layout, and I made this layout probably 2 years ago, whenever that collection came out, which I want to say was 2 years ago. I knew I wanted to put black and white photos on this, just because I thought with all the yellow and kind of lemony type things in it. I thought black and white photos and black and white family photos in particular would look good on this. So there is a few little lemon pieces. I think just this here is the only real lemon thing in it. And so I had it all made. The only thing I added was this piece here and the hearts. So I've got a cluster up there, one here, and then one down here. It's just a big chipboard piece, and added some enamel dots there. And again, I've used these photos before, but like I say, I don't have a problem scrapping them again. This layout here, I had made this layout, I think it was last year, and it was a demo that I did for the retreats that I go to using washi tape. So I cut these stars out of this paper using a die, and I just, you know, would put one die through, then add another die, and cut out the star shapes, and then adhered the washi behind the stars. And I thought that turned out really cool. This is using a Vicki Boutin line, and the Vicki Boutin washi from the collection as well. It's a Christmas line. And because the photo was a portrait orientation, our tradition on Christmas Eve was always to take a picture of the boys on Christmas Eve in front of the tree. So I just went through some older photos that I had scanned, and this was pre-digital photo, and printed it off and added that. And, you know, is there blue in the papers? No, but there's red in their photo, and there's green, and to me that's a good enough match. It doesn't look hideous on there, I don't think, so that's what I went with. Oops. Oh dear. Sorry, I just gotta move these layouts I showed. They're about ready to fall down here. Just give me a sec. Don't need those all tumbling down. This is another layout using that collection. I believe this was based on a sketch as well. What I liked about this one is using little clusters of embellishments on the layout. And so I just used a bunch of the different embellishments and stickers and chipboard from the collection. And I cut out these stitched scalloped circle with a die that I have on my stash. And then cut out a few of the tags, added some tags up here, and did all the embellishing beforehand. The mat was a bigger mat, and I wish I kind of would have double matted the photo, but I added this title afterwards. I think it makes it look less like too big of a mat. I was gonna try and lift the photo up, but I didn't want a chance wrecking it. So yeah, you know, this has a lot of browns and greens in it, and there's some blue in my clothes there, and there's some blue in the photos, and there's green obviously, and there's brown, so I thought it looked okay. This is a really old photo, and got the big TV in the background there and the VCR on top of the TV, but yeah, I really like how that turned out. This next one is using a girl type collection, either Echo Park or Simple Stories. And I just printed off some pictures of our two of our granddaughters, their sisters. And the first two I printed in 3x4, and I was gonna try and find a cut apart to put here, but I couldn't remember exactly where this collection was in my room. And so I just found another photo. It wasn't taken the same day. She's a few months older in this picture, I think. But it was the same kind of tones of colors in the picture. And yeah, I think it might have looked better maybe in black and white. But there's pink in her blanket there, and there's pink here, like kind of a peachy pink. So I think it looks okay. So I've got a cluster up here, a little one here with the title, and then another one down here. This one is using the Bloom collection, Bloom and Grow, or Vintage Bloom or something. I don't know. It's from Simple Stories. I will try to remember to put all the links, or not links, the names of the collections down below in case someone wants to know. I know this was a really popular collection. I believe it sold out fairly fast. And I actually ended up buying it, and they did a second printing of it because I didn't buy it the first time around, and thought it would go well with my floral pictures that I have of our yard. So I believe this was, I want to say this was based on a layout I saw. I will try to put the link to that down below, but they used a totally different collection, and I want to say even their pictures were orientated differently. But I added some rub-ons behind some of the photos because I just felt like they were kind of floating. And then I tore the papers, added some twine, and then I put the mats down, and so everything was all done. All I had to do was add the photos, and I added the twine to the tags after the photos were added. And so I just printed off some flowers and plants from our yard. I knew I wanted to pull in some purple and some of the green and the pink, so that's what I did. And then the title is from the collection as well. And the title was already there. This next one is using a collection from American Crafts. I want to say it's called Happy Haunting. And when I added the photo, I knew I mean, you could use this as the title here, but I remembered I had some holographic type thickers in my stash, and so I added that, and kind of goes with the hollow on the ticket there. And once I had all that done, I just felt like it needed something around the edge, so I cut a little bit off two sides of the layout and added this 12 by 12 piece of orange paper, and I think that kind of made it more complete. So yeah, I think that one turned out good. I just used some stuff from my stash as well as from the collection. This was from my stash. I cut this cut apart smaller to go there. And yeah, these are photos when the boys were really young in their Halloween costumes. This next one is using a Simple Stories Christmas collection, and it was based on a sketch, and you've seen this layout or design earlier in my share, and I really like this design. I used this as part of my demo for washi tape, so I had used 3 washi tapes here, and then a pattern paper there, and I believe, is that a washi? That's a washi tape as well. And then had everything on here except the photo. So this one I thought went well, and I think I've used this photo before, but I like the greens in his shirt there. Went with the greens in the papers. And yeah, it's a simple layout, but I really think it turned out nice. This one here is using a collection from, I want to say Paige Evans. I don't know if it was Bloom. It's one of her newer collections. Sorry, I can't remember the name. And I had everything done except for the photo. So I've got a cluster down here. I had the title already. This cluster here, and then one there. And I remembered this picture of her in front of some falls we went to. This is our oldest grandchild. She's 15 now. And I thought it would go nice with this layout, and I think it really does. I mean, is there purple in the photo? No, but the colors are muted, and these aren't super vibrant colors. And this hat is gray, but it kind of looks like there's a bit of a purple tinge to it. So yeah, I thought that was fun layout. And this is definitely a Scrap a sketch based on. This one here was a free sketch from Scrapbook Generations. And I used a 6x6 paper pad to make this layout. This layout has been in my stash for literally, I want to say 4 years. And I just have never bothered to put any photos on it. And I think because I was struggling to find the right photos for it. And also I struggled with this layout because it didn't have this background on it. And so I did the same thing, cut it down a bit smaller, and then added a 12 by 12 piece of paper that was a hue of the colors that were in the layout. And I used a combination of dies and punches to cut out all the stars. And I used a 6x6 paper pad from American Crafts. It's a summer one. Can't remember what the name of it is, but just layered up all the stars and popped some of them up, added the enamel dots and the words to it, and then kind of put it away. And these are all cut from the 6x6 paper pad as well. And then as I was scrolling for photos, for summer photos, I saw these two photos and I thought, wow, there's colors of the rainbow in her shirt there, and there's like all the rainbow kind of colors here. And I had taken her to see Finding Dory, so I mean, when was that? June 17th, but I mean, I don't know what year this was. And then we'd gone to Dairy Queen, I think either before or after the movie, and so I put those photos on there, and I think they work really well with the layout. This next one is using a Vicki Boutin pre-made mixed media background, and then I used some papers from a Vicki Boutin collection. I can't remember which one this is. Sugar, it's a Sweet Rush, and I just rounded the corners on them and added all the embellishments ahead of time. I knew I wanted a kind of fun picture on this. I was going to go with a summer picture because of the ice cream and cotton candy and the bike. But then I remembered this picture of her on her last day of school for last year. And I remember that it had a blue background in the door and she had pink. And I was like, wow, well, you know, last day of school is pretty fun and is good stuff. So I went with this picture. So yeah, used the border strip from the paper for down here. And yeah, I think this one looks pretty good. This one here was using that same Happy Haunting collection. And again, that same kind of design with the papers, using that sketch again. And this one I used cardstock for the strips, not washi. And only thing I added was the photos. This photo's got some orange in it, and so I thought that would go well with the papers. And there's a bit of orange in the floor in this one. So yeah, these are pictures of our boys. One's at home and then this one was taken at school. And I want to say these are two different years because obviously he was the hunter 2 years in a row, but my youngest son is a witch in this one, and I guess he's a pirate in that one. So this layout I had completed a couple years ago as well, and I added 3 mats to the back of it, and because I think it really needed something to make it pop. I didn't have those on there, so I just cut it down and pulled 3 colors from the layout, the red and yellow and blue, and I made some banners, added a cut apart, and then had the clusters pre-made. And then what I do when I know I'm going to add photos under the clusters, I just make sure there's no adhesive underneath, like where I'm going to be tucking stuff, and then I can tuck the photos underneath. So that's another thing people were wondering about. So, and again, I remembered these photos that were shared on Facebook, and I remembered there was pink and red in them. And so I just scrolled through my son's or daughter-in-law's Facebook page and found some pictures, because they're not great about sending me pictures. So that's another way I find pictures as well. Is this layout here was using a Maggie Holmes collection. I've had this layout done probably for at least 4 years and just never was able to find a photo that I wanted to put on there. And when I found those Halloween photos, I had a bunch of photos that I had scanned and then put into my Google Photos, so they were on my phone. And this was one of the pictures in there. And I just thought this went really well with the colors in the layout. This photo is of our son, the one that is in a wheelchair. He was going to be featured on the news and in the paper, so a photographer came and took a photo of him, and so I just love this photo of him. He's so sweet in that photo. And you know, this layout kind of screams girl, but I think the photo still looks really good on here. So there's just a cluster here. The title I already had on here. I knew I wanted to put a picture of somebody. I was thinking maybe one of my granddaughters, but yeah, I made some banners up here, and yeah, I think this turned out really great. I definitely want to do another layout using this format, and this was based on a sketch. Sorry, these layouts keep wanting to fall over. Pile's getting pretty big. Where am I at? 27 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna stop the video here, and I'll do another part. The first video was about 18 minutes long, so this is probably going to be a third part coming up. So I want to thank you for watching. I hope that you will join me when I share the other layouts, and I hope you're finding some inspiration from this. And yeah, just let me know what you think of what I've shown so far. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.